Well, good morning, scrappers, scrapettes, and planet lovers and recyclers. So I've got a couple of more switches here for you today. I didn't want to do this one on camera because it had so much stuff that had to come off. It's just about ready, I hope now, for me to pull the board out. I had to get the power supply out. I had to get this fan out. There was so much stuff in here that there was literally no wiggle room for the board. I did get a nice Intel chip out of here. This is an Intel Celeron chip. Lots of gold pins, but they weigh like nothing. You need like about a million of them to make a pound. I did get some nice RAM out of it. This is chunky. That's nice heavy RAM. But the manufacture date on this board is 2006. I don't know if you can see that or not. But so this is an old Cisco server. This goes back and forth. It had a nice, possibly a. I'm gonna look. This does not say SATA on it, so I'm hoping I can pull that as a non-SATA high-grade hard drive board. I'll figure that out when I pull it apart after. Interesting. This had some other interesting little tidbits of memory too. It had a flash drive. That one I broke. Doesn't matter, I'm not going to resell it anyway. There's another one. So it didn't have a big, heavy, honking hard drive, but it did have a lot of memory stuff in it. It had 4 sticks of RAM. The computer had a lot of memory. Now, it was interesting, as I've gone through these piles of IT equipment. So this server is called the Cisco IDS 4215. This is an intrusion detection sensor. So that's a security system of some type. Whether it means intrusion into the network and it's a firewall, or an intrusion as in surveillance or video, some such thing. So when they do these, when they create these, the server is made for whatever job it has to do. They custom make the server. These will initially be printed plain, and then they'll solder on the components that they need to create the board. Alright, this board was very fiddly to get out. I do want to point something out, and just like everything else, when you continue doing it and you continue studying, you learn more. A lot of people would say, well, Dee, that is a large socket plastic motherboard. Well, that's true, but servers often have CPUs on them. Matter of fact, sometimes they have 2, 4, 6, 8 of them. I've seen 4. I haven't seen 6, and I haven't seen 8. But so this doesn't have to go in as a large plastic socket motherboard. If it were less populated, yes, I would consider putting it in with there. But there is no reason not to put this in with telecom. Number one, it came out of a piece of telecom equipment. And number two, there's a lot of value here for my buyer. I took the battery off. Look at all these gold pins, tantalum capacitors, gold banded VGAs. There's not a lot of rubbish on here. I would probably take these off just out of courtesy to my buyer, but they weigh nothing. It's not going to really hurt anything. And I've already removed this. Well, let's see what's on the back. So to free this board, I had to get everything out of here. I'm going to have to pull this back and then pull this out. There we go. I had another video up and I didn't want to embarrass myself on camera, so I did a redo, but that is one chunky monkey. Lots of good stuff on the back. There's nothing there to stop this from going in as a telecom high-grade board. Lots of gold recovery, lots of chips, very densely populated. You wouldn't see a regular computer board this densely populated. That's why it's going in as telecom. And it came out of telecom equipment. That's a very nice board. Wow. I did this one before too. I broke the cover. So no, D, that has to go in as a small socket because I can't fit a quarter in there. Computer motherboard. No, it doesn't. It has a lot of chips. Lots of chips. This is very densely populated. That's the key right there. Densely populated. There's not a lot of rubbish on here. This is rubbishy, but it is loaded with gold pins. So, you know, there's no issue with this board either, going in as a telecom grade high. The back is very thick with IC chips, not Dallas switches, IC chips, and oh god, I'm having a brain hiccup here. Lots of good stuff on there. I don't see any yellow tantalum capacitors, but there's a lot of gold recovery there. I can't remember what these are called. I'm having to blink. It'll come to me. So those two can go off to the... I've already closed up my box that's going to board sort tomorrow morning. I can't really put any more in it because I won't be able to pick the darn thing up. There's a very nice backplane board here that I will go after. I have a lot of friends who are in the IT field. They're probably cringing watching me take this apart. Yeah, that's the problem, though. It just, the technology gets outdated. I mean, this thing is from 2006. This stuff is sharp. I really should be wearing gloves. That's why I probably did this in the first place. I know I should. I do see one screw sticking through right over here. You know what? I'll fuss with that later off camera. But I am going to get this backplane board off of here. One way or the other. That's too nice not to take. There's two long pointed thingies here that I really just can't get at. Well, what I'll do is I'll do what I'm doing right now. I'll bend this back and forth, and I'll pull that out after. I don't know if you can see it. That's a really nice backplane board. There's a lot of gold pins there. That's a very good value to my buyer, so I definitely want to make sure to get that one out of there. Not really my buyer. He's probably the buyer. Crap. I refuse to waste video time fighting with things anymore. I won't do it. Usually I would take this out right now and put it into the car, but I really do want to try to get that backplane board off somehow. I want to make sure I'm wearing eye protection when I try to pop that out, because you don't want to get hurt. Okay. Okay, what have we got here? A D-Link. nothing exciting. I don't even know if I'm going to bother doing this one on the video. I'll take these off. Now, this is in a case. If I can get it off in the case, I'll chug it in with power supplies, no wires, and then this will just go in with low-grade boards. I'm going to try and get these off. I'm not going to fight with them because a lot of times when you fight with these, they will tear the socket off. But these are on spring-loaded connectors, so they did come off. When there's not a spring under here and it's just a solid piece, they're glued to the chip, and then you really, I suppose you could if you went with a heat gun and this, that, and the other thing, but I don't want to get into all that. I've got way too many boards to do. But these came off easily, so certainly I'm going to take 2 minutes to upgrade this board. Okay, I'll take this off. I'll probably take off this little bit of rubbish here. You know what? Let's look at the back before I make a decision as to whether I go high-grade telecom or low. I'm leaning towards high-grade telecom. There is a lot of gold recovery here. This really, on this kind of a board, and if you take the time to watch the board sort video, he'll tell you a desktop switch or a desktop server that has this kind of gold in it, even if it, can be put in with your Telecom High. Do I really want to bore you with me taking this apart? Probably not. I'm going Telecom High. I'm sure the back will be populated with lots of chips just like this. If it isn't, I'd go Telecom Low. But these are good chips. Don't depopulate your board. Don't do it. You might get tempted, but you're going to get downgraded. A lot of people will nip these gold band flat VGA chips. They'll nip the Dallas switches. They'll nip gold bearing material like this. Why would you do that? You're getting paid a very good value, so don't do that. They'll devalue your board, and they won't want to do business with you. So, for a couple of cents, is it really worth it? I think not. Anyway, I think I'm going to end the video there. You've seen me take apart enough stuff already this week. I need to see more. Just remember, you have to get all of this off in order to separate the board from the metal frame that's under it. So I'll have to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I don't know, a dozen screws off of here. And then this will just come off. So again, this I will put in my power supplies with no wires, because I know where to snip the wires. And that'll go on low-grade boards. Telecom High without a problem. All right, everybody, enjoy the Super Bowl. I don't know if I'll get another video up today or not. I've got a lot going on. Scrap-wise, I've just got a lot I've got to process. Tomorrow it's up and off to the yard with all my light iron from all these computers that I want to scrap. I've got 2 boxes to go to board sort. I did put up a how did we do this week list, so we'll get that up. It's not too bad out right now. We did have a lot of snow. The sky does look fairly ominous, and we're supposed to be into a really snowy weather pattern. So we'll see how the weather is tomorrow, and we'll go from there. Just got to keep the stuff moving. I can't let it get ahead of me, otherwise my family gets really upset with me, and I don't blame them. Mother will come down from heaven and smack me right upside the head if I don't keep the house nice. And I wouldn't blame her. She loved her house. Okie dokie, artichokes. Talk to you later. Stay wonderful.